Hello guys. So a couple things. I have been really lazy. I've already finished the Amazing All Circus, episode 4 crime count. Actually, let me just pull this up here. It's right here. I just haven't felt like posting it. I felt like a little self-conscious about myself today for some reason. Well, just past days. Christmas was nice. I got a lot of stuff. I'm gonna make a video about that soon, probably after the 27th, because that's when I get to, it's also my another Christmas. So yeah. And then another thing, just I've been doing good. Greg's doing good. Anyways, let's just get to the actual video. I made a community post, so I'm just gonna record this and see how people's response is. This is something new. Don't look, please. Pretty please. Merge on fan timeline. So, basically what I do is I took a combination of Murderdone's fan comics like Insanity, Serial Destination U, Mafia drones, Drones of the Deep, maybe even some funny ones, some knockoff like Spark and whatnot. I try to get every single story. If it's an animation, and I don't know. But there is actually, let me reorient some of my slides just for presentation purposes. I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I just had to move a slide. Anyways, so yes, Merge on fan timeline. Sorry, I got a kitty going around here. So first thing, I've only done BlueD3vilgamin stuff first. I can show you this channel real quick. So for example, it's all this, basically all the Merge on stuff. I haven't done Enraged. He's gonna do that sooner or later. I'm just gonna wait until he does it. Got that. Got some more Merge on shorts down there. And of course, yeah, see, Spark. We got all of these. I'm not gonna show all of them to you. I just hope that you guys know what they are. Anyways, here is my different separations. I have 6 different categories. Well, technically 5 and one funny one and one extra one that's cool. But here we go. We got absolute canon. First, it's basically everything confirmed by creators. So basically, really the only other ones are episodes. Really, those are the only ones that are absolutely canon. Now, can be canons is basically a way for something to happen, but it's not proved. And what a great example is that, let's just say a comic branches off from episode 1. It's not an absolute canon, so it branches off. That's why I don't put it just in a single line. Branches off from episode 1, but connects back to episode 2. It's like Intermission, for example. I actually haven't done Intermission yet. Probably should do that. But Intermission would be a great example. It connects from episode 4, probably a tiny bit after, and then a little before episode 5. That is a great example of can be canon that you guys will probably know about. Then not canon. It does connect from the past, but it never connects back. Great example, Insanity. It's after episode 1, but it never connects back to the actual timeline. Then we got the non-possibles. I'm going to show you those later, but basically they cannot fit on the timeline. I used to think something was a non-possible, I had a little complication. So again, I should probably say some stuff might be weird. It's So again, comments, tell me just anything, please, just anything, and I'll happy to talk about it. Anyways, they actually have their own timeline where it's just the non-possibles. And then we get the weird one, the without episodes. I decided it would be fun to do a timeline without the episodes. it got a lot more ranges, but yeah. And then I actually, this wasn't here before. The OC one, it wasn't here before, but the last one I did on Blue Devil's channel was technically an OC. Why? Well, okay. It, I'm just gonna explain it now. It basically, actually, it basically was murder drones, but like not like. I'm sorry if I'm. It can't connect. Like it's different characters, different story, just all together by using the murder drone elements. I don't want to create like 10 billion timelines try to figure out it somehow connects to something because it probably does, like a very early point. But so just having OCs as a timeline, that's cool. So yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to the timeline. Hopefully this order's good. So I should probably circle what's actually okay, but the first event in the timeline that's actually important is Tessa and Jay becoming besties. So yeah, the first one that is confirmed is V got 606. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's not one of them. Never mind. V got 606 is another. So basically, when she ever spawned, I'm thinking these are my best guesses for when events happen. And then we got before we see N for the first time. So in the past, because I don't really know what that moment is. Then this is good as our first one. Sweet Dreams. Sweet Dreams is between when V got 606 and before we see N for the first time. I'm going to try to explain this as much as I can from what I remember. Sweet Dreams is when Ed read a book while V had the 606. Then we have a jump start, I believe, probably a big one. Actually, no, not actually. It's not a lot. We got before we see Tessa first time. That's when Spark happens. So Spark has a more opportunity to happen than Sweet Dreams because this is a short distance. This might be big. Anyway, Spark is basically Jay making a big mistake. Human almost hitting her. Tessa said, "It's my fault, my fault, my fault." Tessa got a black eye. Then we actually get our first branching path. It's confusing, and I'll explain it. There was one made by BlueD3vilgamin because it's, again, I'm probably going to do it by channel. So yeah. Again, sorry if I'm talking too much, but hey, there's one called Tessa's Death. Where Tessa died in the gala. It's pretty brutal. But we obviously know that Tessa didn't die in the galas in one of the pictures that Sinessa showed. Tessa sounded better. I'm just going to say Sinessa. Sinessa showed a picture that Tessa was actually alive, the only one alive after the massacre. But, so yeah, I do make it converge, but I do connect it back. Why? Well, literally no other events matter. Like, at some point, no matter what, Sin's going to wear her skin and then just nothing else. So yeah, we might get more here, but yeah, I don't know when they converge. I could say maybe when Sin puts on Tessa's skin. I don't know. But I also had the actual event when Tessa actually did die somehow. But yeah, this is the past. Tried to fit everything on the past, but it's going to get pretty squished here on the next slide. This is the main part. So, please. Yeah, okay. So, I should probably have moved that. Anyways, as we see, this is pretty complicated. Sorry, I'm filming this at like 11 o'clock on Christmas, so I'm going to finish this and probably go to bed. But anyways, big jump from Tessa dying to Murder Drones coming to Copper 9. And then we get another big jump to the present events of episode 1. Now, I know this is kind of confusing, but I'm gonna try my best here. Then we get our first, N's not having it today. This is between Murder Drones coming to Copper 9 and Uzi meeting N. What I mean is, this is when N said, "Hey, I'm gonna have a good day for once," and then Jay called him fat. I don't know if I should mention a start of a range or something. I don't know. I will. We get normal episode 1, nothing's happened in between episodes. Then we get probably an important branch. I'm going to say between Merge-Ons Coming to Copper 9 and Merge-Ons episode 1, the range for returning the book starts. And returning the book is basically Doll returning a book to Lizzie in a very creepy way, you know, like the lady in the well, the creepy hair. I forgot what it was called. And then we get probably the biggest timeline, as you see. And killing Uzi, I say, was the set-off event. And Uzi badly hurting V is my best guess. Let's talk about Pseudo Designation U first. You got the normal Pseudo Designation U, and of course, Core Uzi taking over is what caused the core ending. Now, here is Insanity. Insanity is interesting. As you see, I'm putting a box around these. And the reason why I'm putting a box around these is that, well, it's a box. It's like its own time. Like, it doesn't connect back, so it's like its own timeline. It has its own ending. So we start from Insanity Act 1, and then we can go to either Insanity Act Uvi, Insanity Act Nightmare plus Epilogue, which is a dream, and then, or just the normal act path. Now, I'm not going to explain Insanity. I think it's pretty clear from the title, but N just goes insane. Here, though, he combines Uzi and V, and then we get to one where you see Sin meets Insanity's here multiple times. Well, actually, here's a reason why. It could happen. Like, it could happen at any moment. So, it could happen either after Act Uvi. Sorry, the text is kind of small. Between when Insanity healed himself and when we see him cry. That's in Act 2. And between Acts 2 and 3 are the moments when... and then between Acts 3 and 4 is when Sin meets Insanity can happen. Now, continuing from the Act Uvi, Sin meets Insanity, we get to Insanity tries the... Oh, I bet the X was in the way. Insanity tries the Grimace Shake. So we go back, then we go to the Insanity Act Nightmare, whatever. Basically, it's a little continuation after Act 1, but it was just a horrible nightmare. He was actually sleeping with V. It's probably something that's not going to have anything else after it. Sorry, this is... So then we get to normal acts. I already explained what happens here. Then we get this. We get the normal ending right here, obviously, after Act 4. But if N does escape the sun trap that Uzi and Thad set up, we get the Insanity ending. Or the Forever ending. Whatever it is. But technically there is an ending, the Ligma ending, and City redubbed Ligma ending. Sorry. But it's an official ending technically, and I gotta include it, which again raises the question, what am I gonna include, what am I gonna not? That's why I would need your guys' help. Please help me to find some lists. I have I just searched up Murder Drones, scrolled down till I see some Murder Drone content, clicked their channel, did the mouse wheel button, just makes a separate tab for the YouTube videos, whatever, and I'm just seeing a lot of them are just animations of random songs. I don't know if I should do those. Anyways, about returning the book, we got normal episode 2 anyways. Returning the book is actually between... it's after Merge-Ons Coming to Copper 9, but before episode 1. Then its ending is before episode 3. But it also can happen in the Insanity timeline. It's just before the end breach in Act 2. Because, well, he kills it all. But yeah, it could happen at any point here. Obviously not here. Yeah. Oh yeah, also we got a big range from Subject 23. Basically, it's, Alice performing an experiment on a drone, but I barely have anything about it right now. It goes all the way till before the group goes down in the beginning of episode 6 in the labs. So we get a normal episode 3, and then episode 4. Here's an example of a can-be cannon. Probably the only one that's not a range, other than in here. We get Afraid. Basically, okay. N and Uzi are in the forest. Uzi kind of goes insane a little bit with the absolute solver and all that. N almost dies. She runs into a cabin, and then N runs into absolute solver wall, kind of gets the absolute solver activated in him, and then they come for each other by knowing that they both have the absolute solver. Now, I'm not saying, yeah, this barely could happen. Like, it is the thinnest of margins. It's between them landings, like, you know, after N had the therapy talk with Uzi, hugging, you know, that funny scene, and then, but it's also before we see the bus leaving. So we don't know if it was right after or a while. We don't know. Then we go to the events of episode 5. Then we got events of episode 6. There's nothing new. Oh my god, sorry. One more thing, you do see Good Friends on here. Good Friends is very interesting, and it's actually the first one where it's actually not continuous. And it actually involves moments from the episodes. One from episode 3 when Doll revived and tried to shoot the game. One in episode 4 when Doll was spying on Uzi. And the other one in episode 7 when she was basically like crawling with her ribcage open, you know, when Sin SF ate her. It's gonna be talked about on slide 8 later. Right now, here is the aftermath. Surprisingly, only 2 are here. Now, it's kind of weird information, but yeah. N's not having it today. It's also another place it could happen. So it could either happen at kind of like the present beginning time or the ending. But then we got a branch. Sorry, I wanted to fit it on the arrow, so I'm going to have to read it. A while after episode 8. So this is definitely a while after. When the group goes to a planet when something happens, and then J.C. Jensen puts N and Uzi together. Okay, the amalgamation is basically a creepy way, like N and Uzi are kind of put together. The cores are one. They're talking in unison, but they're kind of different, kind of not. Creepy. Absolute Top is kind of affecting them. I don't know. Whatever it is, I can see it technically happening, but it has to be a whole while after. Probably the best case scenario for it is a while after episode 8. They're just at a planet or something, or they go somewhere that because Uzi's getting too affected by eating Sin's core. So J.C. Jensen, yeah. I don't think J.C. Jensen's fully dead. I guess that's probably the most theory out of here. So they fix Uzi and by putting them together, which solves it at first, but as in the amalgamation, it's kind of creepy. So yeah, that's it. Now, if you're wondering the different amount of endings, I tried to. It's like, I know Act 4 is an ending because it has an ending. I know City Destination U has its own ending, but like, is this an ending? But then, and Sandy's Grimace Shake, that's an ending. Unless something's interpreted, unless it has an actual ending, like if there's not an arrow, if there's an arrow, but it doesn't have a label, like, and not burn, then it's a different separate. So the minimum amount of endings we have, that I have currently, is N Sandy tries the Grimace Shake, N Sandy Act Nightmare and Epilogue, basically a dream, N Sandy redubbed Ligma ending, N Sandy Insanity ending, N Sandy Act 4, Serial Designation U core ending, Serial Designation U, and I guess one of those. I don't know. Technically, it's like a... there's not that many information. So, I'm just going to have 8 different endings so far. 8 or 9, depending if you want to count both or not, whatever. Oh yeah. So then I have information. This is probably going to be a long video. I have information. I realized that this is actually bad because there's some stuff I just haven't realized. But this is just to gather what have I talked about. There you go. This is probably more accurately what I would write. So you can read that a little bit. Oh yeah, ignore that. That's my notes. Here are the non-possibilities. She's Gone, Never Be Alone, and Sin Rides J. So, I'm just going to show you the time. Okay. Again, the non-possibles, the reason why they're non-possible is that I'm going to take, for example, She's Gone. She's Gone was when N and Tessa was saying, we gotta kill Uzi, but N's like, no, I can't, I've already tried, and point the sword. It's like, I can't, I've tried, just give up on me. And then Tessa pulled one out of her own, but hugged him, and then and cried on her. It was pretty nice. Now, there's an obvious thing on why this isn't, well, not possible, but I'm going to tell you how I figure it out. There was actually a moment where we saw the blood mark. This is the only way. There's no background. I'm not going to take that to its disadvantage. I saw a blood mark on Tessa's hand. It was the right hand. That means it has to be between the sentinel bite and when, well, Tessa became Sin. Because it technically could be Sin. No moment where they two were even alone. The closest point you could consider them being alone was either in the elevator with Uzi, but they obviously weren't in the elevator. And that's it. There's or the office space. But again, if we just didn't have that scene, then yes, it probably could have happened there, but I didn't notice it, so that was the first one. Then Never Be Alone is basically a direct prequel off of it. It was M trying to find and found Uzi in Eldritch format, Solver truly controlling by the title. Solver tried to make and join by Never Be Alone, you know, what classic what the Absolute Solver does, and almost got it, but Tessa saved, and the Absolute Solver slipped away. Uzi. And again, this is obviously false. This is obviously a non-possible as well. Ugh. Sorry if I'm yawning too much. And then finally, a funny one. I'm just going to tell you, if they were to be an episode, this seems these two, the Never Be Alone and She's Gone, give 6-7 episode vibe. Now, Sin Rides J, this is an intro. This is the first one that's actually like a funny one. You can obviously tell, even by the title, this is probably, it can be a non-possible. Why? Well, I tried to think of every single way other than the plain obvious to get it down to, but I'm not going to tell you that. Basically, it was the whole gang, Uzi, N, V, and Tessa watching J, they're in their merge home form, by the way, and past Sin, so her work home form Sin, riding her with the ponytails. Funny, but like, wait a minute. Sin, but then we got Tessa. What? She didn't have the mark on her. I couldn't see if she had a mark on her hand. So it can't happen. Like, she probably could have worn the suit. Oh my god, so sorry. But Tessa, Sin would have worn skin. There's just no way. This just couldn't happen. The only ways I could see in the far future, or the far future, unless Tessa kind of died. So unless they figure out how to clone humans, something, I don't know. But yeah, so it's before Never Be Alone because these two are so close together, and it's not after. So, oh my god, I don't know how long this video is, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling on too much, not entertaining you. Now again, this is the without episode timeline. Oh my god. Now I can't make that much connections, so there's gonna be a lot of ranges. Anyways, first we got Spark, already explained that to you. Then we got Sweet Dreams after that. Then we got Tessa's death as a branch. And then, oh gosh, we got 4 different ranges spawning from the same point between Insanity and Tessa's death, big branch. Anyways, these timelines are the exact same because they're like their own timeline. Pretty cool. so I don't have to explain that. I don't know what to explain. I'm just gonna say the return in the book ends not having it. Good friends and subject 23 all start at the same point. But for now, yes, I did add the non-possibles here. I know, but you know what's funny? Never noticed Tessa dying. Think about it. Tessa has never been shown to die here. Yes. While also not including episodes, I can't include any information from episodes. It's going to be pretty hard. I'm probably going to make mistakes. Again, tell me. So, I obviously have the non-possibles highlight. This actually used to be a timeline where it's non-possibles, but I also had the others, but I was like, nah. So, but without episode timeline, it's pretty cool anyways. So, we got Sin Raj Day after that. Then we got Afraid. And then we have our first range ending. That's the ends not having it. Then we got Never Be Alone. And she's gone. And then we actually technically got another branch. Saves Uzi and other, but we also ends not having it today. Could also happen here. And then it can actually connects back, and then we got the amalgamation, and then technically returning the book, ends not having, returning the book, good friends, and subject 23 can all happen beyond the amalgamation. But except for one. The third moment, so the doll kind of dying, has to happen after returning the book, because then, well, doll can't return the book. Oh my god. And then we have the OC timeline. He craves the taste of oil. Don't know the person. It was made by BlueD3vilgamin. Don't know if this OC, again, I just feel like it. I don't know. Just, again, tell me if I'm doing it right or wrong. What? That's it? That's it? Wow. Okay. Well, that's it, guys. All BlueD3vilgamin again. I'm going to show you, this is the next channel. I know it looks pretty weird, but let me give you an example.
Got it! 99 bottles of oil on the wall, 99 bottles of oil. Take one down, pass it around, 98 bottles of oil on the wall.
So that's a clear example of what I mean by, what I mean by funny animations. But I'm probably going to count these as well. I might even count Sin's hit single. I don't know. Might count this. Might count... Heck, I might even count this rap song. It's actually pretty fire. I really like it. This guy's crazy. Anyways, yeah, so there's like bloody less than like 5 minutes. But, okay. Oh. I think I covered like 18, 19 videos. So I remember counting it one time. Well, hope you guys like that. That kind of tired me out a little bit, especially since a lot happened. I'll do a Christmas video probably for New Year's. I might do a live stream. Probably one of the very few times you see my parents. Yeah, I was gonna do a reaction for episode 8. I kind of didn't. So, yeah, that's it. I'm sorry if I'm just rambling on. I guess I could tell you some other gifts. I want to go to like 30 minutes exactly. Got like a memory. Just a small, you press the buttons, that. Got some mini games too. Oh my god, Scoland, I need to tell you those some stories. I was gonna tell you some, do like a video every day, but I realized, nah, works too hard. Puzzle cube, oh. Sorry. Puzzle cube. We had to do like 4 to 7 piece blocks per piece, and we had to do like, or the other way, whatever. I did 5 pieces, or like 6, whatever. Had to make a cube. So it's pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun experience. Nothing really else to tell you other than it was a good day today. Had good Christmas. Hope everybody does. Also have a good Christmas. 'Cause probably some people that have some other holidays, some other family times, celebrations, or just like me having different Christmas day. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully Don't know why I have 2 videos on my kill count. See you guys later. Bye.